Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today we are starting with a brand new little series which we like to call Wonderkid Watch. So what this series will be about is just taking a look at kind of the Wonderkids in Football Manager 2021 and seeing kind of where they will end up, especially now that the winter upgrades come out. We'll be able to see kind of what everyone's thought process was with those players, see if they're really worth the money, and kind of how their career will progress. Today we have got Ansu Fati, the incredible Spanish youngster, 17 years old, currently at Barcelona, has already made 24 appearances and scored 7 goals for them, according to the game. So a great player, can play anywhere across the front three. And also has fantastic stats right off the bat, worth 54 million, being paid £70,000 a week at Barca. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how he progresses, where he goes. So we'll take it all the way to him retiring, see if he does anything once he has retired, and kind of where we're at with that. So we'll jump 5 years into the future and see where we go. All right, so it's 2025. He's stuck at Barcelona. Not massive surprise really, as it is Barcelona themselves. They have a fantastic setup and a kind of base for him to work from. Those stats are looking incredible. Fantastic pace, acceleration, lovely bit of flair in there and dribbling as well. And his finishing isn't too bad either, with that long shot as well. So it can definitely be cutting in on that left-hand side, or even from the right, or if you really need someone to stick up front, definitely a player worth trying. Not massively great in the air, but it's not awful at all. So let's take a look at how he's performed. So he did play a little bit for the second team, Barcelona B, but then obviously played in the first division for majority of that time, getting 12 goals, 18 goals. So he's hitting easy those sevens. He's already played one game this season, not performed fantastically well, but that's not too bad. Let's take a look at any milestones that he's had. So obviously he made his debuts and everything. So they won the Spanish Super Cup, and as well as that, had his first international cap against Northern Ireland, aged 18. So that's pretty good for him. He has started to make some career appearances. Won the Spanish Cup with Barcelona, then the First Division again in 2024, and then once again won the Spanish Cup in 2025. And then also were the European International League winners with Spain. So he's won both internationally as well as locally. Let's take a look. He's obviously been in a bunch of best 11s as well. No transfers as of yet, and broke the record for Spain, youngest player to score in a match at 18 and 312 days. So he's a record breaker, certainly. He has played 51 caps already for Spain, scoring 21 goals with only at the age of 22 years old. He has got a wage of £250,000 now as well, with the £66 million value. But let's jump again 5 years into the future once more. 2030, he'll be 27 by that stage. So it'll be interesting to see if at his prime where he's at and what he's doing. Alright, so there has been a bit of movement for Ansu. He has had a little change of scenery, now currently playing in Paris Saint-Germain. So let's take a look at kind of how this went. So it was that year after he played at Barcelona that he moved to Chelsea for £102 million. 7.23 rating in the first season, performing very, very well. Interesting to see that he was then sold to Paris Saint-Germain for 68 million. Obviously, they've got the money to spend, but it's nowhere near the initial amount. A total of 170 million spent on him so far in his career. He is in his prime, so he's performing well. Again, those stats are fantastic, and awesome player to be playing out on that left hand side, especially. He's increased his caps total to 102 caps with 57 goals, so he's doubled it in that time frame, getting over that century mark. So it's fantastic stuff there. What about milestones? Has there been any further development? So he was obviously bought by Chelsea for 102 million. He then won the Premier League and the Community Shield in 2027 with Chelsea, Carabao Cup winners, and then moved off to Paris Saint-Germain, where he's been absolutely fantastic. Got the French Cup, the Ligue 1, as well as the European Champions League. So it's very interesting to see that he's come in and obviously raised their performance definitely with regards to that. Obviously performing in multiple weeks, team of the weeks there as well. see the transfers there, and he's incredible. He's certainly a player to look at when signing. It doesn't look like you'll get him on the cheap. He'll be very expensive, but if you're one of the bigger teams at the start of the season, certainly take a look at him. He's got the longevity there. But let's jump another 5 years, see where he's starting to decline in his career, where he's at with that. Okay, 32 years old now and has been transfer listed by Paris Saint-Germain, only for 9 million as well. He's still got very good stats. He's obviously, it has declined slightly, and he is on £325,000 a week, so it's probably them wanting to move him on. He's also developed to come in playing that central role, maybe because of his age, it's kind of affected him, but he's still got very good physicals, really, for someone who's 32. Stuck around at Paris Saint-Germain for that time, 166 caps now with 96 goals. It's very impressive stuff. He's obviously, career-wise, he's been phenomenal, as you'd expect in Liga. No real surprises there, but it looks like he's won a couple of more championships. So there's obviously the French Cup winners and Liga winners, so no surprise there at all. But he's won the Champions League again a couple of times with Paris Saint-Germain, but also won the World Cup with Spain in 2034. So I don't know if there's any specific details. Yeah, there you go. Pointed as vice captain there. Broke record for most goals at the age of 27 with 60 goals for Spain. So now that's obviously been taken up to 96 goals. So he's been incredible for the Spanish national team. It's interesting stuff. Let's jump another 5 years, see if he has moved about, gone anywhere else, as well as if maybe even if he's retired and what he's planned on doing at that stage. Okay, so he has retired at the age of 36, so it wasn't too long after that he did decide to retire. He moved on to AS Monaco for a few more seasons once he left Paris Saint-Germain, and still managed to get a pretty decent goals to game ratio over his career. He got 186 goals over his 5 clubs and 572 appearances. It's an interesting, certainly, to see kind of how he's performed. So he's one of 24 competitions throughout his career, so some fantastic results. A World Cup in there, along with a couple of quite a few Champions Leagues as well with Paris Saint-Germain. Also winning the European Super League, International League with Spain as well as the Premier League. So he's kind of done it throughout a few different leagues. Spain and England are obviously the big ones, and then moving off to Paris Saint-Germain. But he did also win the Champions League there. He also got European Championship Golden Boot runner-up during his time. He also made 172 appearances and scored 100 goals for his country. So he did manage to get to the 100 goals mark for Spain. That's quite a good record to be making and getting to. So it's fantastic stuff, really, for Ansu Fati. A great player who's definitely worth signing if you can afford him. He's obviously very expensive. Even at the latter stages of his career, though, I'd certainly recommend if you've got a bit of money to spend. We could see that he was up for sale for only £9 million. So definitely a player that's worth bringing in if you need a bit of a backup, a player that can certainly help out. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought of Ansu Fati's career on Football Manager 21, and we'll be able to see you next time. Thanks for watching.